Walgreens into town, our lots, efforts, and on. And I'm not here to brag on myself. It's just that I can do things. I have visions that when you plan something, you don't plan for next week or 6 months. When I built my store in 2005, it started in 1995 when I bought the property. It took me 10 years to make it come true. So I look 5 years down the road, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. I don't look for next week. When I make a plan that starts to function today, that ends up when it needs to end up, and some of the things that we need today should have been started sooner. I think through my leadership that working in the field and not in a college situation and everyday work, I know what it is to need my grocery money on Friday from the job. I know what it is to have my lights turned off. I'm not proud of that, but I know what people are facing today, and I know what they're going through. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Mr. Randolph?
Thank you. I'm Steve Randolph. I'm a CPA here in Dayton. I have 38 years experience in public practice, including auditing of various municipalities and school systems and so on in Southeast Tennessee and in Northwest Georgia. I've been married to my wife, Pat, 40 years this month. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army, a life member of the NRA since 1972. I've spent most of my life here in Dayton, including graduating from Dayton City School and Ray County High School, and I intend to live out my remaining years here in Dayton. I have no ulterior motives for seeking this office. I have no political obligations. I'm running for this office not as a politician, but as a businessman. And I feel like on a $40 million budget which the city of Dayton has, that we need businessmen running the operation. My objective, if I'm elected to this office, is to maximize the utilization of your tax dollars through reduction of waste and inefficiencies, and to keep our tax rates low. I think we're going to have to exercise some pretty cautious spending in line with the revenues, as previous candidates have said. We've got revenue reductions coming, and we're only beginning to see in our city government the reductions that are going to take place over the next few months and however long this recession goes forward. I think in addition to that, we're going to have to aggressively pursue new business, new industry to get our jobs and our tax base up in the city. We've got a 13+ percentage of unemployment in Ray County right now, which is one of the highest unemployment rates in our surrounding counties. I will work with whoever is mayor and whoever is on the city council, I think, to provide responsible leadership that will make Dayton a good place to work and live. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Thank you. First, let me take this opportunity to thank the Herald and Herald staff for arranging this. I know that's been a very difficult task to get all 5 of us together. And before I do my introduction, let me tell you what's really on my mind. And that is that this election is one of the most important elections and one of the most, one that has a lot of consideration because of the situation we find ourselves in. You've heard already the economy and the recession that most of the other part of the country is in. So far, this community has seen some of that, but we haven't seen what maybe some of the surrounding cities have. Our tax rate, basically in the property tax, is 45 cents, and it's been in that neighborhood for several years, as long as I can remember. The sales tax, as you know, we went through a situation where there was a tax